As we look back on the stories and photos of 2009, on the completed projects and stamped passports, on the lessons learned and lives touched, we are convinced that true transformation happens through relationships. We are learning that building these relationships is as important as building schools, and that when we link our stories together, a new story develops. A story where all lives are changed, as hope and healing show up in the midst of pain and struggle. A story of good news. Spending time physically together is important for all relationships, especially in a world isolated and fragmented by digital technology. Throughout the year, advocates, travelers, and staff made the journey to be present with our friends and family in East Africa. In the first half of the year, 2 Lahash advocates visited the partnerships they are connected with. Eric Chapman spent time with the kids and staff at Amazing Grace in northern Uganda. Dax Mitchell traveled to Kenya to visit Mama Margaret and the children schooling at Tenderfeet Education Center. Both men saw firsthand how God is transforming lives through the courageous work of our partners, and brought back stories of hope to help connect their communities even deeper with the lives of these children. Throughout the year, schools, churches, and other communities around the world link their stories with the lives of the vulnerable. Churches like Grace Community, Portland Mennonite, Imago Dei, Mosaic, and Vibrant Covenant each sent travelers to serve with our partners. Over weeks and months, they visited the sick, tutored orphans, led Bible classes, and played games. They shared in the joys and hardships of daily life in East Africa. They each connected in a unique way with the individuals behind the statistics. As they spent themselves on behalf of the hungry and satisfied the needs of the oppressed, God caused light to rise in the darkness. The Lahash staff also spent time in East Africa, and one member decided not to come back. Alicia Adams, a partnership coordinator, moved permanently to serve and share daily life with the partners and children in Tanzania. Lahash also hosted a week-long East African conference in Uganda. With all our partners and staff gathered together as one, we learned from each other, prayed as a family, and planned for the future. As our relationships grow deeper, lives begin to change. Across East Africa, school fees were paid, medicines were given, and vulnerable children were shown God's love. In 2009, the children at Amazing Grace saw buildings repaired, new latrines constructed, and solar panels installed. In Kenya, land was purchased and construction started on a permanent school for the children at Tenderfeet. In Tanzania, children affected by HIV/AIDS were reminded that they are unique and valued, as sponsors sent individualized gifts to each one. Across the U.S., lives are changing as well. Sponsors wrote letters, volunteers held fundraisers, and advocates raised their voices on behalf of the voiceless. When Lahash was given new office space by Berean Baptist Church, teams of volunteers cleaned, painted, and repaired the house. At the first annual Lahash fundraising banquet, our community gave generously to support the work of Amazing Grace Children's Home. Throughout the year, you made quilts for orphan children, sent school kits and colorful shirts, or committed to sponsoring a child. In the end, we know Christ is the one transforming our lives. Thank you for learning with us this year and for advocating and caring for the vulnerable in East Africa. Together, let us continue to demonstrate that relationships flow 2 ways and that the lives we touch also touch us. Together, as one community, let us write a story of hope.